Welcome back to Beyond the Veil with Starseed Psychics.
Always a pleasure.
Spiritwalker's articles, I find them so insightful.
Mm.
And this one on insight meditation, wow, really grabbed me.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
What got me was how he connects this ancient practice to the latest, neuroscience research on brain plasticity.
Yeah, that's really fascinating how he bridges that gap, between spirituality and science.
Right.
For so long, the idea's been that our brains, well, especially as we age, kind of fixed.
Mhm.
But he's saying, along with, researchers at Harvard, Yale, MIT,
Wow.
they're proving that's not the case.
Like we have the power to reshape our own minds.
Yeah.
And it all starts with something as simple as paying attention to your breath.
Exactly.
Right.
And the way Spiritwalker breaks down insight meditation, it's so easy to understand.
Yeah.
It's really about cultivating this, focused awareness on the present moment, observing your thoughts, feelings, sensations, right?
Without judgment.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
He talks about how so many of us are constantly caught up in the past
Right.
or worrying about the future that we don't take the time to just be present with what is.
Yeah, and that's where the magic happens,
Maybe
right?
that's it. Yeah.
When you learn to simply observe those thoughts and feelings without, getting swept away by them.
Right.
You create that space for inner peace, for clarity.
It's like hitting the pause button on the mental chatter.
Exact.
And in that stillness, you can connect with, a deeper part of yourself.
That's the essence of insight meditation, really.
Yeah.
Cultivating a mindful awareness of your inner experience, but not getting lost in the stories that our minds create.
And the amazing thing is this practice actually changes the physical structure of our brains.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The research that Spiritwalker cites, groundbreaking. Oh, yeah. It shows that insight meditation, it promotes something called cortical plasticity.
Which is, the brain's ability to adapt and change throughout life.
I was really struck by that study he mentioned, comparing, brain scans of experienced meditators to non-meditators.
The findings, remarkable.
What did you find?
Those who meditated regularly, they had increased gray matter.
Wow.
In areas of the brain associated with attention, emotional regulation, self-awareness.
It's almost like meditation is a workout for the brain.
Yeah, it is.
Strengthening those key areas that are essential for well-being.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
And what's even more fascinating is the extent of those changes. It actually correlated with the amount of time spent meditating.
So the more you practice, the greater the potential for, transformation.
Absolutely.
Which, thinking about it makes sense.
Right.
If you're constantly exercising those mental muscles through meditation, it's only natural they would become stronger and more resilient.
Precisely. And this isn't just some, fringe theory. This is research from, we're talking about some of the most prestigious institutions in the world.
It's just amazing to think that an ancient practice like meditation is now being validated by modern science.
It speaks to the wisdom of these traditions.
Yeah.
They understood the power of the mind long before we had the technology to really study it.
Now, Spiritwalker also delves into the personal benefits of insight meditation beyond just the science.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Well, he describes it as a path to, greater self-awareness, emotional intelligence, inner peace.
He talks about how it can help us break free from those negative thought patterns.
You're right.
And cultivate, a more positive outlook on life.
Yeah, it's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts.
Right.
We are the awareness that observes those thoughts.
And once you realize that, you can start to detach from the drama of your mind and experience a deeper sense of freedom, of well-being.
Yeah, that's the transformative power of insight meditation. Yeah.
It's about shifting our perspective from one of, limitation and reactivity to one of possibility and empowerment.
One of the things I appreciate about Spiritwalker's approach is he doesn't shy away from the challenges of meditation.
No, he doesn't.
He acknowledges it can be difficult to quiet the mind and that distractions are inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
But he also offers, practical guidance on how to navigate those challenges.
He does. He emphasizes, patience, persistence, and self-compassion.
Yeah. He reminds us that it's a journey, not a destination.
And that each moment of awareness, no matter how fleeting, it's a victory.
It's about showing up for yourself, day after day and, gently guiding your mind back to the present moment.
And as you do that, you gradually, you begin to experience the transformative benefits of insight meditation.
Speaking of guidance and support, it's wonderful that Starseed Psychics offers so many resources, for people who want to explore meditation further.
They do.
They have everything from online courses and teaching articles to books and even live events.
Yeah, they've created a truly comprehensive platform for spiritual growth and exploration.
And their website, starseedpsychics.com, it's a treasure trove of information.
It is.
I highly recommend checking it out, if you're interested in learning more about insight meditation or any of the other practices they offer.
It's a wonderful resource for anyone on the path of self-discovery.
Now, before we dive into, the specifics of how insight meditation affects the brain,
Okay.
I want to touch on something Spiritwalker mentioned about the distinction between awareness and thought.
That's a crucial concept to understand.
What does he say?
Well, he explains that awareness is like the sky, vast and unchanging.
Right.
While thoughts are like clouds constantly passing through.
That's a beautiful analogy.
That is.
And it helps us to see that we are not our thoughts.
Right.
We are the spacious awareness that holds those thoughts.
Cool.
Exactly.
So once we realize that, we can start to free ourselves from the tyranny of our own minds.
That's the key to unlocking inner peace and liberation.
So how do we cultivate this spacious awareness through insight meditation?
Well, he suggests focusing on the breath as an anchor for our attention.
Okay.
As we observe the natural rhythm of our inhales and exhales, we begin to notice the spaces between thoughts.
Those moments of stillness and silence that are always present, even if we don't usually pay attention to them.
Right. It's in those gaps that we can glimpse the spaciousness of awareness.
And as we become more familiar with this spaciousness, we can start to detach from our thoughts and experience a deeper sense of peace and equanimity.
That's the transformative power of insight meditation.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our perspective from one of identification with our thoughts to one of observation and acceptance.
And as we do that, we open ourselves to a whole new way of being.
A way of being that's grounded in presence, compassion, and wisdom. It's really remarkable how Spiritwalker weaves together these, profound concepts with practical advice. He doesn't just tell us about this spacious awareness. He gives us the tools to experience it.
Yeah, and one of the techniques that stood out to me was his emphasis on non-judgment.
Right.
He talks about how we tend to label our thoughts and feelings as good or bad, right or wrong. And this constant judgment, it creates a lot of inner turmoil.
It's like we're caught in this battle with our own minds, right?
Yeah.
But Spiritwalker reminds us that thoughts and feelings, they're just, passing phenomena.
Right.
They're like clouds in the sky, coming and going.
And the practice of non-judgment is about learning to observe those clouds without getting caught up in them.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that we don't have to believe every thought that pops into our heads.
Right.
We can just acknowledge them and let them go.
And as we do that, we create more space for peace and acceptance.
It's like, we're releasing the pressure valve on our minds.
Exactly.
And that allows us to experience a deeper sense of ease and well-being. Now, another practical technique Spiritwalker recommends is setting an intention before each meditation session. He talks about how choosing a specific quality that we want to cultivate, like peace or compassion, can help to focus our attention.
And it's like planting a seed in the garden of our minds, right?
Yeah.
And as we water that seed with our attention, it begins to sprout and grow.
And the beautiful thing is that those qualities that we cultivate in meditation, they begin to spill over into our daily lives.
Yeah, it's like a ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
The more we practice, mindfulness and compassion in meditation, the more those qualities just become, a part of who we are.
I've found that to be true in my own experience. The more I meditate, the more patient and understanding I become, to my interactions with others.
That's a wonderful testament to the power of this practice. It's not just about sitting on a cushion.
Right.
It's about transforming, our way of being in the world.
Now, I know some people might be wondering, is insight meditation a religious practice?
Right.
But Spiritwalker, he makes it clear that it's not tied to any particular belief system.
No, it's not. It's a universal practice that's accessible to, anyone who's interested in exploring their own
Yeah.
mind, their own heart.
And while it has its roots in Buddhist traditions,
Mm-hmm.
it can be practiced by people of any faith or no faith at all.
Exactly. It's about cultivating certain qualities of mind,
Right.
regardless of your, your religious background.
So it's truly a path to self-discovery that's open to everyone. And as Spiritwalker points out, there's a growing body of scientific evidence, supporting the benefits of insight meditation.
Yes, the research that he cites is it's fascinating.
What does it say?
Well, it shows that insight meditation can reduce stress, improve focus,
Mm-hmm.
enhance emotional regulation.
Let's delve into those benefits a bit more.
Yeah.
From a scientific perspective, like how does insight meditation reduce stress?
Well, when we meditate, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system,
Okay.
which is responsible for rest and relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
And this helps to counteract the effects of the sympathetic nervous system,
Okay.
which is responsible for that fight or flight response.
So it's like we're giving our bodies a break from the constant state of alert, that so many of us live in.
Exactly.
And over time, this can lead to a reduction in stress hormones like cortisol,
Right.
which, can have a positive impact on our physical and mental health.
Absolutely.
Now, what about improved focus?
Mm-hmm.
How does insight meditation help us to develop a sharper, more attentive mind?
Well, meditation has been shown to strengthen the prefrontal cortex,
Okay.
which is the part of the brain that's responsible for, those executive functions.
Yeah.
Like attention, planning, decision making.
So it's like we're training our minds to stay present.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And as we strengthen those neural pathways,
Mhm.
our ability to focus, to concentrate, it improves.
Now, the last benefit Spiritwalker mentions is enhanced emotional regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain what that means?
Sure.
And how insight meditation helps us to achieve it?
So emotional regulation is the ability to manage our emotions in a healthy way.
Mm.
It's about being able to observe our emotions without getting swept away by them.
So instead of reacting impulsively, we can, pause, take a breath,
Right.
choose how we want to respond.
Exactly. And insight meditation helps us to develop this skill
Mm-hmm.
by teaching us to observe our emotions with a sense of mindfulness and non-judgment.
It's like we're creating a space between, the stimulus and our response.
Yes, and that space gives us the freedom to make more conscious choices.
Now, while Spiritwalker highlights the many benefits of insight meditation, he also acknowledges that it's not always easy.
No, it's not.
He talks about, some of the challenges that people often face when they first start meditating,
Right.
like restlessness, mind wandering, even physical discomfort.
He reminds us that those challenges are a normal part of the process.
It's like, learning to ride a bike.
Yeah,
We're bound to fall a few times before we, find our balance.
exactly.
And the key is to not get discouraged,
Mm-hmm.
to just pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off,
Right.
keep practicing.
Exactly. It's about cultivating, patience, persistence, self-compassion.
And as we do that, we gradually begin to experience the transformative power of insight meditation.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I appreciate about Spiritwalker's approach is that he offers practical guidance on how to overcome these challenges.
He does.
He provides like a roadmap for navigating the ups and downs of the meditation journey.
He does. For example, he suggests, starting with shorter meditation sessions and gradually increasing the duration as we become more comfortable.
Okay.
He also emphasizes the importance of, finding a qualified meditation teacher who can provide guidance and support.
And of course, Starseed Psychics offers a wealth of resources for those who want to explore meditation further.
Oh, absolutely.
Their website, starseedpsychics.com, has everything from online courses and teaching articles to books and even live events.
It's a wonderful resource for anyone who's on the path of self-discovery.
Now, before we move on to like the practical applications of insight meditation in daily life,
Okay.
I want to touch on something Spiritwalker said about the difference between awareness and thought.
He uses a beautiful analogy to illustrate this distinction.
Mm-hmm.
He says that, awareness is like the sky,
Right.
vast and unchanging,
Mm-hmm.
while thoughts are like clouds constantly passing through.
It's a powerful image.
It is.
And it helps us to see that we are not our thoughts.
Yeah.
We are the spacious awareness that holds those thoughts.
Exactly.
And once we realize that, we can start to free ourselves from the tyranny of our own minds.
And that's the key to unlocking, inner peace and liberation.
Now, how do we cultivate this spacious awareness through insight meditation?
Well, he suggests focusing on the breath as an anchor for our attention. As we observe the natural rhythm of our inhales and exhales, we begin to notice the spaces between thoughts.
Those moments of stillness and silence that are always present.
Right.
Even if we don't usually pay attention to them.
It's in those gaps that we can glimpse the spaciousness of awareness.
And as we become more familiar with this spaciousness, we can start to detach from our thoughts and experience a deeper sense of peace and equanimity.
That's the transformative power of insight meditation.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our perspective from one of identification with our thoughts to one of observation and acceptance.
And as we do that, we open ourselves up to a whole new way of being.
A way of being that's grounded in presence, compassion, and wisdom.
Now let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
And talk about the practical applications of insight meditation in daily life.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritwalker emphasizes that this practice is not just about, sitting on a cushion.
It's about bringing that same quality of mindfulness and awareness to everything we do.
Yeah.
Whether it's, eating, walking, working, or interacting with others.
He suggests finding ways to weave mindfulness into, our everyday activities.
So, for example, instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media while we're eating lunch, we can try putting our phones away and savoring each bite.
Yeah.
That's a great example. It's about bringing our full attention to the present moment, to the sensations of taste, texture, aroma.
And by doing so, we can transform like a mundane activity into a mindful experience.
Precisely. And it's not just about eating.
Right.
We can apply this same principle to any activity. Like when we're walking. Instead of letting our minds race ahead to our next destination.
We can focus on the sensations of our feet on the ground, the rhythm of our breath, the sights and sounds around us.
Exactly. It's about bringing a sense of presence and awareness to each step.
And what about when we're interacting with others? How can we bring mindfulness into our relationships?
Well, Spiritwalker suggests practicing mindful listening, which involves paying full attention to what the other person is saying, without interrupting or formulating our response in our heads.
It's about truly hearing and understanding, the other person's perspective.
Precisely. And it's also about being mindful of our own communication. Speaking with kindness, with clarity.
So it's not just about, what we say, but how we say it.
That's right. Mindful communication can transform our relationships, creating a space of greater understanding, greater connection.
Now, another practical tip Spiritwalker offers is to create a dedicated space for meditation, even if it's just a small corner of our room. Having a designated space can help to create a sense of ritual and intention around our practice.
It's like creating a sacred space for ourselves.
Exactly.
And we can personalize it with things that inspire us. Such as candles, incense, or meaningful objects.
Now, for those who are new to meditation, Spiritwalker recommends starting with guided meditations. There are countless resources available, online and through apps.
Oh yeah, there are offering guided meditations for a variety of purposes, such as stress reduction, sleep improvement, or cultivating compassion.
And as we become more familiar with the practice, we can explore different types of meditation, such as walking meditation, loving kindness meditation, or mantra meditation.
The key is to find a practice that resonates with us
Right.
and that we enjoy.
Because when we enjoy something, we're more likely to stick with it.
Exactly. Meditation should be a source of nourishment and joy, not a chore.
Now, Spiritwalker also emphasizes the importance of patience and self-compassion in the meditation journey.
He reminds us that there will be days when our minds are, busy and distracted.
Right.
And that's okay.
It's not about achieving some state of perfect stillness.
No. It's about showing up for ourselves, even when it's difficult.
And about treating ourselves with kindness and understanding along the way.
Precisely. Meditation is a practice of self-discovery and growth. And it's a journey that unfolds over time.
Now, as we conclude our exploration of Spiritwalker's insights on insight meditation, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought. I think Spiritwalker reminds us that meditation is not just a technique,
but a way of life.
It's about cultivating a certain quality of presence and awareness that permeates every aspect of our being.
And this presence, this awareness, it's the key to unlocking our full potential.
Yeah.
Both as individuals and as a collective.
It allows us to live with a greater purpose, meaning, connection.
So I encourage all of you to explore the transformative power of insight meditation for yourselves. You might just be surprised by the peace, the clarity, the joy that it can bring to your life.
And remember, Starseed Psychics, founded by Master Psychic Spiritwalker, offers a wealth of resources for those who are interested in exploring meditation and other spiritual practices.
Their website, starseedpsychics.com, is a great place to start.
It is. You can find meditation instructions, teaching articles, books, and even live events where you can connect with other like-minded individuals.
It's a wonderful community of support for those who are on the path of spiritual growth.
So thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration.
May you find peace, clarity, and joy in your own practice.
And may the insights you gain through meditation, ripple outward, creating a more compassionate and harmonious world for all. It's amazing how Spiritwalker manages to make these profound concepts so accessible. He doesn't just talk about the benefits of insight meditation. He gives you the tools to actually experience them.
Yeah. One of the things I appreciate about his approach is how he emphasizes that it's not just about sitting on a cushion.
Right.
It's about bringing that mindfulness and awareness to everything you do.
Throughout your day.
Exactly. It becomes a way of being.
Yeah. He talks about weaving mindfulness into those everyday activities.
Yeah, turning those everyday moments,
right,
into opportunities to practice presence.
He gives the example of when you're eating. He suggests, putting your phone away, really savoring each bite.
Yeah, engage all your senses, notice the flavors, the textures, and really appreciate the nourishment you're receiving.
It's such a simple thing.
Yeah.
But it makes such a difference.
And it's not just limited to eating, of course.
Right.
You can apply this to, anything you do.
Even something as simple as walking.
Instead of rushing to your destination, lost in thought, pay attention to the sensations of your feet on the ground, the rhythm of your breath, the sights and sounds around you.
It's like turning a walk into a moving meditation.
Precisely.
I imagine this mindful awareness can also transform your relationship.
Oh, absolutely. He talks about practicing mindful listening, which is, being present with the other person, truly hearing what they have to say without interrupting or letting your mind wander.
Giving them your full attention, creating a space of deep understanding and connection.
And it also extends to how you communicate,
Right.
Being mindful of your words, speaking with kindness and clarity.
So it's a two-way street, bringing mindfulness to both listening and speaking.
Exactly.
Now, for those of us who are new to meditation, what are some practical tips that Spiritwalker offers?
Well, he suggests starting small,
Yeah.
even just a few minutes a day. Finding a quiet space where you can sit comfortably, maybe create a little altar or space that feels inspiring to you. It's about, creating a sense of ritual, making it a special time dedicated to connecting with yourself. And if you're finding it hard to sit in silence, he recommends guided meditations. There are so many great resources available online and through apps.
Yeah, I found those really helpful, especially when I was starting out.
Yeah. They provide a framework, a gentle voice to guide you through the practice.
Right.
As you become more comfortable, you can explore different types of meditation,
Okay.
like walking meditation, loving kindness meditation, mantra meditation. There's such a rich variety to discover.
It's about finding what resonates with you, what brings you joy and helps you cultivate the qualities you're seeking.
Exactly. And one last thing he emphasizes is the importance of patience and self-compassion.
Oh, that's so important.
It's so easy to get discouraged, when your mind wanders or you feel restless.
Yeah,
He reminds us that it's a practice.
right.
And like any practice, it takes time and dedication.
Yeah.
It's about showing up for yourself
Uh-huh.
day after day, even when it's challenging.
Meeting yourself with kindness and understanding.
Exactly.
Spiritwalker and Starseed Psychics have really created an incredible resource
Mm.
for anyone who wants to explore insight meditation. Their website, starseedpsychics.com, offers everything from articles and online courses to books and even live events.
It's a wonderful hub for spiritual growth and connection.
I encourage everyone listening to check it out and discover for yourself the transformative power of insight meditation.
Yeah.
It's a practice that can bring more peace, clarity, and joy to your life.
Absolutely.
And as Spiritwalker reminds us, it's not just about personal transformation.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating a more peaceful and compassionate world.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration.
May you find peace and clarity on your path.